Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Raw React, brought to you by RopeBreakWrestling.com, Rope Break Wrestling on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, the esteemed panel, Alec Kozubski.
What's going on, Rope Breakers?
Matt Donato.
Rope Breakers, we're ready for another React. We're live. We're here again this week. We finally made it back.
Absolutely, and I am Aussie. And you can follow us on Twitter. Join the discussion at Rope Break Wrestling. And of course, you must like us on Facebook by now. And if your friends don't like us on Facebook by now, well, I'll let Matt go through his spiel on that.
I said it once, I'll say it again. If your friends don't like us on Facebook, if they don't follow us on Twitter because you haven't told them about us, you're a terrible friend, and there's no other way to say it than just that. Aussie, back to you.
All right, guys. Well, Raw just closed up on USA Network, and some people on the fence, some people love the show, some people weren't so impressed. Obviously, this is a reaction show. We're going to tell you how we felt about the show. But wow, I thought the ending segment, we've got to start with the closing segment there that just happened, the whole Hulk Hogan celebration, Brock Lesnar interrupting, and then, of course, Super Cena, who was apparently about to turn, interrupting and saving the day once again. Yay! In Hulk Hogan colors. Alec, I can see you're thoroughly disgusted with that. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what you think about John Cena once again saving the day. He was running down there in Flash's colors, and he was in the ring in Hogan's colors. What do you think about it?
It's bullshit. We'll start there. Honestly, I think we can all agree. We've said it a million times. We're all sick of John Cena every week being shoved down our throats. Buy this, buy that. I can do this, I can do that. I'm not saying I'm a Beatle. Whatever the hell it was he said. I mean, yeah, whatever. You close the show with Hulk Hogan, that's fine. But I just, I'm just so disgusted. I'm speechless at this. I'm just. Like I told Matt earlier, I'm just so sick of John Cena at this point.
I don't blame you, man. And if you're not sure what I was referring to in saying he's supposedly about to turn, John Cena on Raw tonight gave his big promo before SummerSlam, and he basically went out there and said, took a shot at the IWC, talking about how we are always looking for him to turn. Well, he's going to, in order to beat the beast, he's got to become one. And apparently that's what he's going to do at SummerSlam. I don't buy it. And I thought him coming down to the ring to save the day once again was, I guess I am supposed to feel this way because, well, I guess not. I guess as fans, or as IWC, John Cena haters, whatever you want to call us, we're expected to be mad with the finish of that show there, because obviously we wanted to see, and we were all watching the show here together on the Hangout before we went live, and we all were marking out, and we kind of wanted to see Brock Lesnar F5 somebody, did we not, Matt?
Absolutely. I was fucking gunning for Mean Gene. F5 that old bastard. I love Mean Gene, but F5 that I want to see him explode into dust. No,
He's only got one kidney, damn it.
I don't give a shit. And F5 Piper, he's only got one goddamn hip. I don't think any of us cared who he F5'd. I actually wanted to see him clear the damn ring.
Definitely.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
If anything, I mean, they should have had a, Hogan Lesnar stare down, and the other fools like Jimmy Hart should have been fastly getting out of the ring, running for their lives. But John Cena, as far as John Cena coming down, saving the day, what do you have to say about that, Matt?
Oh, goddamn. Hated it. It's just predictable. You know it's going to happen. I kind of felt, even though we really wanted to see an F5 and we were kind of hoping it wouldn't, we all knew it was going to happen. It's just predictable. Same old shit. And like you said, coming out in the goddamn Hulk Hogan colors, which I didn't even kind of realize they mentioned that. Oh my God, he's turning into Hogan. Yeah, it just was predictable. Yeah, didn't really like it.
And when we say Hogan colors, we also have to mention McDonald's colors, which
That
means,
too.
we talk about CM Punk return imminent. Are we talking about John Cena becoming a manager at McDonald's imminent after Brock Lesnar conquers him at SummerSlam?
We're gonna have to work on that a little bit, shorten it, because I don't think that'll fit in a hashtag.
That's funny. Either way, that kind of leads us into our next bit here as we talk about Paul Heyman. How about the promo that he cut to start the show? Absolutely excellent way to start the show there. We'll speak on the middle of the show and how we felt about the show as a whole, but there's no denying that promo that kicked off the show was A+. Some of the, I can't even mention some of the better shit that Paul Heyman has done, because it seems like every time the guy opens his mouth, it's some of the better shit that he's ever said. But tonight I was marking out. He starts breaking out the rhymes, taking shots at the Doctor of Thugonomics, and like I said, I was marking out. Your thoughts on that, Matt?
I loved it. Oh my God, it was awesome. One of the best segments of the night, if not the best segment of the night. Had me interested. But Heyman is that kind of guy, and me and Alec were talking about Bray Wyatt in the same respect. Now, they don't cut same promos, and we'll talk about Bray Wyatt later. They're different kinds of promos, but they both have that ability to capture your attention instantly, no matter what you're doing. If Heyman picks up a mic, you're going to listen. I don't care if you say you hate the slob. You're going to listen because he's got that kind of draw, that magnetic personality that you're just like, oh, shit, Heyman's talking. What is he talking about? And this was no different. I just couldn't. I was glued. He picked up the mic, and you even said this to me. He did one hell of a job. Even though people want to see Brock Lesnar beat John Cena's ass, people still were booing Brock Lesnar because Heyman is so good at what he does, and you are spot on with that. I mean, he did a great job in that rap. I think Alex said it on Facebook. New favorite rapper. Giving Eminem a run for his money. Just kidding, by the way. Not giving him. It was a joke. For all of you people that take things a little too fucking seriously, it was a joke. I'm gonna get all this hate now. Eminem is a rap god, and Paul Heyman will never be as good as him. Enter. Frowny face, frowny face, frowny face.
And yeah, I mean, Alec, why don't you kind of piggyback off of what Matt's saying? Your thoughts. I know you were enjoying it just as much as I was, as far as the Heyman promo in the beginning of the show.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was genius. First off, I mean, like Matt said, anytime Heyman's the type of guy when he opens his mouth and starts talking, you have to listen. It doesn't matter what it is, face or heel, you have to listen. And like I said on the Facebook, did Paul Heyman just become my new favorite rapper? I mean, to just go out there and just bust a rhyme and make it work and make you excited for the coming match on Sunday. I mean, really puts things in perspective on how good Paul Heyman is at what he does.
Absolutely. And like Matt was saying, I was talking about how they have done a good job now with the return build for Lesnar as far as heat goes, as far as him being a heel. I was thoroughly worried after Money in the Bank that this might not work. They were trying to build Brock Lesnar as the biggest heel in WWE history. When you take down The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania, there's no doubt about it. That person was specifically chosen because they were going to get a massive amount of heat. And we've talked in the past about, should it have been Roman Reigns? Should it have been so-and-so? I think now looking back on it, Brock Lesnar was probably a very good choice because of the heat that was given to him there. I'm not sure any other superstar is ready to take on that much shit that they got from the universe. But then with John Cena winning the title at Money in the Bank, I was thoroughly worried that they're ruining his status as a heel because so many people dislike John Cena that at least half of the crowd now has to like Brock Lesnar, even though everybody hated him after he beat The Undertaker's streak.
Right.
And what I think they've done an excellent job with is Heyman getting Lesnar over as a heel still. I know guys like myself, hopefully you too as well, are rooting for Lesnar. I know a lot of people are against Lesnar winning the straps, and maybe one of you guys are even against that as well. But
I like it.
I know one thing is for sure. I'm rooting for Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and I too like the idea of him carrying the straps. I know a lot of people disagree. A lot of people are going to give us heat for that, but there's legitimate reason, and that's something that we will cover on Rope Break Radio tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the hour before main event. That's something that we'll talk about, why Brock Lesnar should carry the titles. But as far as Brock Lesnar's heel status right now, Alec, do you think that it's fair to say that he still is the biggest heel in the company, and that even him facing John Cena, he's still considered to be a massive heel?
I think it's 50-50 at this point, because like tonight, he came out during the celebration and got the boos because it's Hulk Hogan. He's the immortal icon, whatever. I don't give a shit about Hogan. But, Brock Lesnar has, in a way, maintained that heel status. But at the same time, because he's put in a match with John Cena, and the way that a lot of us don't like Cena anymore, it's kind of hard to toe the line and say, well, he beat The Undertaker, but he's facing John Cena, and we don't want John Cena as champion, so we might as well root for Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's very hard to say because of that very reason. Like we always say, if it was somebody else, if it was a different face, if it was someone else who had the title besides John Cena, he would definitely be a legitimate heel. But because it's John Cena, because it's a big money draw, it doesn't work the way WWE wants it to work.
I completely
Definitely.
agree. Yeah, I completely
Go ahead, Matt.
I completely agree. I personally still think he's a massive heel, and it's based off of the pops, negative pops, I should say, that he gets, the heat, I should say, for being grammatically correct. I think that the heat he gets when John Cena is not involved still, like tonight's segment with Hogan, obviously Hogan's huge, as Alex said, but even still, the heat he got just when his music went off, people still want to hate Lesnar. And I think, kind of going back to what you were saying about Heyman doing a great job building that heat and maintaining his heel status, I think that's got a lot to do with Heyman constantly peppering in the fact that he defeated the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania 30 run every week on Raw. I mean, there's people who love Paul Heyman, who, if you follow him on Twitter, which you should, he's awesome and he knows good wrestling. He retweeted us twice, so that just goes to show he knows great wrestling.
Twice within 24 hours, thank you.
Yeah, damn straight. Rope breakers for life, the lifestyle. Anyway, that's enough plugging. If you follow him on Twitter or on Facebook, and you read the comments people leave, these people who follow him and who really enjoy his work, and they're, quote, Paul Heyman guys and girls, and they're like, oh, I'm so sick of you talking about Lesnar beating the streak. They're getting tired of it, which just goes to show how good Heyman is. And that, I think people were cheering him. If you heard the reaction he got when he first came out, there were some cheers for Lesnar in the crowd every time he would talk about Lesnar beating Cena. But as soon as he mentioned him beating The Undertaker, it changed, and the fans became more heated towards him. And ever since then, so I think Heyman's been doing perfect with peppering that in, reminding people that, yes, he's going to beat John Cena's ass, but he's not doing it for you. And he also beat one of your heroes, so you still need to hate him. And I think that, so in closing, to summarize this long, long story, I'll quit flapping my gums. Yes, he's still a monster heel, even though he's fighting Cena. And I think after he beats Cena, it'll go back to that heel status.
And I think, just to kind of piggyback off that, not to make Alec laugh here, but Alec is eager to talk about the next subject. But to piggyback off that, a lot of people were very pissed off when Paul Heyman was continuously mentioning the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. I am the one in 21-1. Especially when he was with Cesaro. A lot of people, even still now, and I'm not disagreeing with this, think that was a huge detriment to Cesaro and his push.
I agree.
What it was, it may have been that, but what it also was exactly like Matt alluded to. It was annoying as fuck. I mean, some people were extremely, found it comical. Some people like ourselves laughed every time he did it. But there were people out there who were like, "Oh my God, bro, shut up!" Like Michael Cole saying shit about the WWE app. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay, we get it, bro, and that's exactly what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to be pissed off. You're supposed to be annoyed. You're supposed to be like, all right, Heyman, we get it, dude. Move on. And he still has not done so. And just think about this. You think Paul Heyman runs his mouth now? You think Paul Heyman is an excellent heel manager now? You just wait until those straps are around Brock Lesnar. Can you imagine the gloating and the showboating that is going to go on when Brock Lesnar becomes the WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Paul Heyman will be drooling in the middle of the ring. It's going to be excellent. And that's one of the reasons why I'm rooting for Lesnar.
Yep.
Cool thing we're going to do on the show tonight. We don't usually do this. But then again, this is rope break wrestling. It's not the bleachers. It's not cage side. This is in the ring with the rope break. What we're going to do for you guys is we are going to give you guys the option to join the show tonight on React. And how you can do that is send us a tweet at Rope Break Wrestling. And what we'll do is, you want us to cover a topic about tonight's Raw, we will do so. You join our hangout, and you can propose the topic to us, and we will cover it for you. So, we've got many people weighing in here on YouTube. We've got Brandon Manuel is in the building. Cortamos Randy 83 on YouTube, a.k.a. the original Rope Breaker. Randy Hill is in the building. Jose Paulino, still getting ready to burn that John Cena plush action figure. He is in the building. And, various other viewers here. If you want to join the show, please follow us at Rope Break Wrestling and send us send us a tweet saying, hey, I want to join the show. I've got a topic for you guys to discuss. We'll follow you back. We'll send you the link to join the Hangout here live, and you can become famous. We don't hog the spotlight here, do we, Matt?
Nope. I'm looking at my fucking...
Matt's having a little bit of internet trouble today, so he will have a freeze frame on his face from now and then. If you didn't just catch the bright smile that he had, he's just very excited to be on Rope Break React. And I know
that was awesome.
I know that is the same smile that many of our viewers are wearing as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
So, exactly. Matt, one thing I did want to get out of you, you sent out a post on the Facebook page saying that you were thoroughly disappointed with the Roman Reigns Ryback match. Why don't you go ahead and speak on that a little bit and tell us why you felt that way and what you think they could have done to get Reigns a little bit more over on a go-home edition of Raw, somebody that they're really looking to build there, and interesting that they throw him in a match with the likes of Ryback and Curtis Axel. So speak on that.
Well, first things first, I think it was actually Alec who posted that on Facebook.
Was it really?
Yeah. It was
My
Alec.
apologies.
Well, Alec is sitting over there like, God damn it, don't even get credit for my own post. But I do feel the same way as Alex. So I will expand upon that and then pass it over to Alec, who I know is itching to get some mic time because he hasn't talked very much. So throw it over to him in a minute. I didn't understand it. Like I understand that they want to try to build him up, but I didn't feel like the go-home Raw was a place for Ryback and Curtis Axel. I think that should have happened a couple of
Ryback and Curtis Axel.
whatever the fuck they're. Who gives a shit?
It doesn't matter. They're shit anyway.
Fucking Mr. Perfect's shitty son and fucking Goldberg and Austin's offspring with zero talent. Fucking garbage. So I hate both those guys. Actually, I like Curtis Axel, to be quite honest. I know it's probably going to give me some heat. I actually like Curtis Axel.
Well,
love
they
his
fucked
theme
him
song.
up, but continue.
That's for a different day.
That's a different story.
That's a different story. I have Curtis Axel posters all over my room. But Roman Reigns, I felt like that match was meant for a Raw, not the go-home Raw, but a Raw maybe a couple weeks ago to start building him. I think he should have fought somebody. Let's face it, there's no pull for him going into this pay-per-view, and I think they're going for the underdog, but I mean, he fought Kane, like 4 weeks in a row? He's like, no, I'm tired. I was tired of that match, and I'm like, oh, finally we're going to get something different. We got the corporate Kane back. I don't even want to talk about that shit. But we got corporate Kane back, so I'm like, okay, thank God he's not fighting Kane, and then we get Ryback, and I'm like, shit, okay, can we see Roman Reigns versus Kane again, please? It just didn't make much sense for a go-home Raw, like I've been saying. And I felt the finish was odd. Like, I think he should have just gone over. I don't think there was any point that... What are they going to push Ryback now? They're not... Their name, it buried them to no return. I mean, their name alone, they're not coming back from that. Like, Ryback.
No, it's sad, isn't it?
It is. It is. But, I just don't understand the ending. Like, he could have won and then beat the shit. Like, he could have been his aggression coming out, like what Randy did to him, like he's beating the shit out of both Ryback and Curtis Axel after he beats him. I think that would have been better. And then he got Randy Orton, and because Randy Orton beats Sheamus, two strong guys going into a pay-per-view, it's better to me. Nobody's expecting Roman Reigns to lose. I mean,
definitely.
If he loses, I would be really surprised.
He's not losing that match. I mean, if they had, I mean, one would hope that he's not losing the match, but Alec. They were trying to build your boy, Roman Reigns, here for the feud. I mean, can you see him losing to Randy Orton at SummerSlam or no?
Oh, I don't think he will lose, but I mean, at this point, you never know. It was probably the most disappointing thing I've ever seen in a build for a superstar. I mean, you throw him in a match with two, not even. I don't even know what to put into words for it. I mean, they're not two credible opponents. You're trying to build a guy up, make him the next world heavyweight champion, right? So you're gonna throw him in a match before this second biggest pay-per-view of the year with Curtis Axel and Ryback for what? That does nothing for his career. So now he's gonna walk into the match on Sunday from a shitty victory on Raw. I mean, you kill the build to the match. What the fuck is the point in having it anymore? You might as well. I mean, what is this time slot for? 15 minutes? You might as well make it 5 and say, oh, Reigns wins. Let's move on. Fucking bullshit.
I gotta say, I like this side of Alec, dude. You need to bring this up.
It's ridiculous. They do this all the time. Let's take a guy
I agree.
and we'll build him up. And we're going to put him in one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year in a headlining match because, they want to sell the fucking network so much. $9.99, people. So they want to put him in a headlining match, but you put him in a shitty match on a go-home show. It would have been fine last week. This week, it should have been a more credible opponent, and it wasn't. I don't care about the match anymore. I just don't.
I agree.
Definitely. I agree with you too, Matt, on the fact that Alec needs to bring that side out more. All you got to do is start talking Roman Reigns, and Alec starts getting fired up. But the good thing, and I'm in agreement with you, Alec. There's definitely reason to be upset here because Roman Reigns is supposed to be the next guy in line, and you can't push him to the front of the line when you've got guys like Curtis Axel putting him over. I mean, no disrespect to Curtis Axel. Guy's got a baller-ass theme song, but that's about all he's done.
Yeah.
Ryback, he's a thing of the past. He wasn't even really a thing, to be perfectly honest with you.
He could
And
have been.
you're right. You're right. I think what should have been done at the very, very least, Randy Orton should have faced Curtis Axel and Ryback. They could have passed it off as, a warm-up for SummerSlam. The Authority going easy on him, giving him a little bit of a warm-up before he got to beat down Roman Reigns. Then have Roman Reigns face Shitmas with his big-ass yellow bruise on his arm. Clearly, that was from Yoshi Tatsu laying the effing smackdown on him. That's the real reason why he's been out for however long. He's been out a couple of weeks.
Holy shit!
People came knocking for that money he owed him. He was like,
Listen,
you owe me money, Sheamus. I whip your ass.
People need to stop lending that bastard money. He never pays them back. Fucking Yoshi Tatsu. Fucking Sin Cara. Holy shit.
Yoshi Tatsu
Here's
was
another
like, I may have been cut. Yoshi Tatsu was like, I may have been cut, Sheamus. But I'm about to cut you so good you wish you weren't cut so good. Then he cut his ass.
That's how he got the flu.
So, Alec, I got a question for Alec.
Yeah.
I think this will get a little more fire out of him. What do you think about that Roman Reigns? What do you think about that Roman Reigns promo? Ready, go.
Can I quit? I mean, is that even possible?
That's Matt's
wait.
That's Matt's gimmick.
Oh, that's okay. Well, then I retire.
I'll let you borrow my iPhone if you would like.
I mean, I've seen and heard some bad promos. You know what? His promo was on the level of what an NXT diva cuts. That's how bad it was. Oh, what do you get when you punch a snake in the mouth and knock his teeth down his throat? A worm. Are you fucking kidding me? What? And then at the end, believe that? Get the fuck out of the ring. Go. Oh, mother. I retired. It was just the.
Oh, man.
I mean, he's cut some okay promos. He's cut some bad promos. They should erase that from history like they did Benoit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
Told you you'd have a mouthful. I really quickly, to throw in my 2 cents in there, I agree with it being a really terrible promo, and I messaged you that as well. And I thought that it just didn't fit him. It wasn't aggressive. It was weird. It was awkward. It didn't fit him.
Nope.
It just didn't really work for me either. I just thought it was like didn't make me excited. I knew he was going for the worm, and I'm like, that in itself I don't think was terrible, but I think the way he delivered it was just kind of like there was nothing behind it, just kind of like I'm like, oh man. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. I know we have a lot of people who actually like that promo. So
well, I'm not trying to be a typical IWC member and bitch, but when I see something awful, I'm gonna say it.
Well, no, and we know you're not just being a typical IWC guy because you're a Roman Reigns fan. The same time, you're also a logical wrestling fan. Like you said, you've seen some bad shit in your day, and you know what's good and what's bad. I have to agree with you guys. I thought it was mediocre at best. And, like we like to do so often here at Rope Break Wrestling, and that's quote The Rock. And, I honestly thought to myself, this guy sucks. I'm going to take a leak. Wasn't that good. But right now, we got some exciting... Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, I think we better hurry up. I think Brandon Manuel's falling asleep over there on us.
I was just about to introduce right now, as he laughs, he smiles, about to make his Rope Break Radio debut. Rope Break React, rather. Sorry. Getting ahead of ourselves. So excited for tomorrow's show. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Manuel, he's going to propose a topic to discuss with us. Brandon, go ahead, unmute yourself, and let us know what you want us to cover here on React. Go ahead.
I think I would like for you guys to continue covering how Cena keeps being shoved down our throat week after week after week. Man, I actually went up and went to the restroom when he came out at the end of the show, and during his promo, I was on the phone because this guy. I mean, the only thing is new about him is his colors. And it's the same thing. And at SummerSlam, he's gonna get his ass kicked for maybe 16, 17 minutes, do some fantastic attitude adjustment off the top rope or something, and then same champion, same bullshit, same rough.
Oh man, I hope you're not right, Brandon. I really hope you're not. We're all begging for Lesnar to win the title here, just to get it off of Cena. But Matt, I mean, it seems like a topic we discuss daily, almost.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're always talking about Cena, even when we're not, on the show or on the website or on Facebook or Twitter. We're always talking about, oh my fucking Lanta. Can we just please see something different out of the guy? I mean, last week, promo was okay. This week, or no, sorry, last week, promo was pretty damn good. Was it last week or the week
2 weeks
before or
ago.
something like
I
that?
think it was 2 weeks ago.
2
Yeah,
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. He had a killer.
It was so good I forgot which week it was. Then the promo this week was okay. Brandon Manuel did not think so. He went up to the restroom during the promo. We discussed this before we hopped on air. I didn't think it was terrible tonight, but like Matt said, a lot of regurgitated stuff. We always get the same old, like Brandon said, same old shit. We get, John Cena, I've been here every single day for 12 years. Yeah. It's just like, all right, next. Like, when's Brie Bella coming out? That's how you know it's bad.
Yeah.
But Alec,
Exactly.
why don't you give us some of that fierce, anger? Spit it out about Cena, man. I know you're holding back.
Yeah.
All right. This is what I put on our Facebook page for those of you who don't follow it. In quotes, I put, I'm not saying I'm unbeatable. End quotes. Let me get my bullshit flag. Are you kidding me? I'm not saying I'm unbeatable. Let's make a list of all the bullshit victories Cena has gotten that should have gone to the other opponent. Most recently, Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 30. Why should have gone over at 30? No, let's have Cena win because it's a bigger draw. Whatever. Anyway, yes, I am sick of Cena. Every single week we get the same old shit. Cena comes out. I've been here for 12 years. I mean, we know how long you've been here. We're sick of watching that's how long you've been here. I mean, what else? What else is left for Cena to say? What else is left for the guy to do? I mean, take a break. Just go. Just go. I can't even deal with Cena anymore. I just can't.
Dude, he can't go. He's got to have one more match with Hulk Hogan next year at
He
WrestleMania.
can shove that match up his ass.
Oh my God, help us!
Oh shit, I'm with you on that, dude. I'm fucking tired of him too. Holy shit, and I like Brandon's question.
It's terrible. There's that saying now. I don't like Cena the character, but I like Cena the person. And it's said we've gotten to the point where we like Cena the person more than we do Cena the character that we see in the ring every week. And he says, "Well, I'm the same person." No, you're not. Just get out. Just go.
You want to know an interesting little tidbit of information here, and Brandon says the words "shoved down our throat." You want to know exactly how many times John Cena has been shoved down our throats? John Cena, in the year of 2014, according to the Internet Wrestling Database, John Cena has wrestled 35 matches in 2014. What I'm reading here, and this includes live matches, like house shows, John Cena has lost 4 matches the entire year. And wait, it gets better. John Cena's lost 4 matches. You heard me say it. One of those matches was May 6th at SmackDown in a 6-man tag match, so not a clean loss.
Nope.
Wow.
Another of those losses was another 6-man tag match on Raw, April 7th. Not a clean loss. The third loss here. Okay, sorry, looks like he lost 5 times here. Another loss, Elimination Chamber. Not a clean loss.
Nope.
and then he lost to Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt once apiece in 2014, both at pay-per-views. Once to Orton at Royal Rumble, and once to Bray Wyatt at Extreme Rules. The guy has lost 5 times. He drew once. He got a draw once. So basically, you're telling me what? The guy's 29 wins. Am I doing my math right here? No. 28 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. Does that sound right? Does that add up to 35? I'm not a math major here.
Wait,
Yeah.
how many did you say? I think you're right. I don't know how many the fuck you said.
28 wins, 5 losses. That gets us to what? 34?
33.
33.
So
Damn
you're
it.
right with
And then the draw is 34.
34.
So it was 35 matches. So 29 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw.
Yeah.
This guy
There
is
you go.
being forced down our throats. Brandon Manuel, you couldn't have said it better. That's exactly what they're doing. Hopefully, the Conqueror does something about that at SummerSlam. Brandon, we thank you for joining the show. Please, if you can, come back tomorrow, hop on and discuss Brock Lesnar versus John Cena with us for Rope Break Radio.
I sure will. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brent.
Have a great
Thank
night,
you, buddy.
man. Thank you for joining
You
the
too.
show. We'll see you tomorrow, pal.
All right.
That brings us to our next guest here on the show, another die-hard rope breaker. This is the man that won the John Cena plush figure and vowed to burn it. We've yet to see that video. Looks like he may be getting a little nervous. He does live in New York City. We don't want him to burn the whole city down. But
Well, we
ladies
can
and
stop
gentlemen,
sending our taxes there if we go off the flames. That's another discussion anyway.
ladies and gentlemen, Jose Paulino, you are live, and you can go ahead, ask us your question or give us your topic. What do you want us to cover on tonight's React show?
Alright, let's end all the angriness. And let's go to something happy, something that I was actually proud about. The Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho promo.
All right.
Or the little segment that they had. I
Awesome
loved
topic.
it.
Glad you
Awesome
asked.
topic for sure. Matt, why don't you go ahead and kick off the discussion on that?
Oh, with pleasure. Awesome question, by the way. I'm glad that you brought that up because I wanted to talk about it.
Hopefully you got some time, Jose.
Hopefully.
You're going to be here for about 20 minutes now. All right.
Hey, Off, go quit yourself.
Hey, get the wheels
all right.
turning.
I got the wheels turning. That promo was awesome. I really, really enjoyed. Jose, I'm going to mute you for a minute.
I got it.
Oh, you got okay. All right, thanks, bud. All right, the promo was awesome. I messaged Alec because it's I was in the middle of doing something, and just like I was saying with the Paul Heyman promo, I was in the middle of doing something somewhat important, and I dropped it, and I was glued to the TV because he was just so infatuating. The way that the words that came out of his mouth. It was indicative of a true cult leader. That is what a cult leader is. He grabs your attention and makes you interested in what he's saying. And he cut, in my personal opinion, cut one of the best promos of his career, if not the best one thus far. I thought it was phenomenally done. I really feel like he's starting to come into his own. This promo is a little bit different than what we're used to seeing in the sense that he spoke differently. He didn't. It wasn't all one, whisper and then get a little loud again. Something a little bit different about the way that he performed this promo, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I felt like, and this could be Chris Jericho's doing. This could be completely intentional. I felt like, in a way, it kind of didn't overshadow Chris Jericho's promo. But I thought it made it look a little bit weaker, and I feel like Chris Jericho didn't have as much time, and I think that might have been intentional. I think the whole point is to make Bray Wyatt look stronger. We all know how good on the mic Chris Jericho is, so we don't want to give him that much time. We want to put Bray over. But I thought the segment itself, Chris Jericho, and I think somebody alluded to this on Facebook, kind of reminded of the 2009, 2010, honest man type gimmick, where and it did kind of remind me that it's not the same Chris Jericho we're used to seeing, and I like it because we need something different from Jericho. Bray Wyatt is a different character. He's not like anything Jericho's really faced before, and we need a new incarnation of Jericho's character. I think this is perfect. Kind of has that kind of aggression. And I'm really this is one of those matches that I'm really actually looking forward to, and I really think they're going to put on one hell of a show. Awesome segment, second best segment of the night in my opinion.
Yeah, and before I throw it to Alec, because we'll let Alec speak on it extensively, I just wanted to note that this is, and Matt quickly touched on, this is one of the reasons why Chris Jericho is the best in the world at what he does. Why? We were very upset when John Cena and Bray Wyatt were in that that fierce rivalry, and I know Matt. I can specifically remember Matt getting angry about this. John Cena joking around, picking on Wyatt's rocking chair and the shit like that, not taking him seriously, still flapping his gums, still talking like John Cena does. What does Chris Jericho do here to get Bray Wyatt over more so than he could have in the ring or with anything else he could have said? He took him 110% seriously. The fact that he did not talk much at all tells you that he is very serious about this upcoming match, and he's taking Bray Wyatt very seriously. The tone in which he spoke, the volume at which he spoke, it was all indicative of Chris Jericho being locked in, giving his full attention to this match, and being intimidated and or concerned about Bray Wyatt. And Alec, you agree with that or not?
I definitely agree 110% with the both of you guys. This is what I said to Matt during the show. I said the way he cuts a promo is just so unique and flawless that you have to listen. And you do, because he gets on the mic and when he opens his mouth, every time, it's never the same thing. It never gets old. You have to listen because you want to know what he's going to say. I mean, it's just amazing. And then on Chris Jericho's side of things, he sits there and says, I'm going to follow the buzzards and shove them straight down your throat and leave you speechless. He didn't go on a big, long spiel like Cena. He does what Chris Jericho does, the best in the world at what he does. He left it short and sweet, and it really sets up the match. So overall, I thought it was a wonderfully done segment, and Chris Jericho is doing a great job at really propelling Bray Wyatt and making him look like $1 million.
Yeah, and I just wanted to point out, the guy knows when it's time to be funny and when it's time to be serious, and he excels at both. Just a couple weeks ago, we saw him destroying Stephanie McMahon on the mic, being comical, and that served its purpose perfectly.
Absolutely.
Tonight, the opposite end of the spectrum, extremely serious, gauged in, ready to go for SummerSlam. It gets you excited for that match because as a fan, you say, whoa, Jericho, not always a serious guy. If he's taking this serious, it must be serious.
I agree. And to quickly touch on that, I actually, I'm enjoying the transition of this rivalry. Jericho started off comical. When he came back, he was comical. He was making fun of Wyatt, and it was kind of that funny, humorous Jericho. He gets in the ring with Wyatt, and Wyatt lost. But now that Jericho's taking him seriously, and he's more of a serious character, no more joking, that leads you to believe from a viewer standpoint that, okay, something must have clicked with Jericho during that match, and he must have said, shit, I need to take this guy seriously because he's no joke. Even though I beat him, I still haven't won yet. I need to take this guy seriously or I'm not going to walk out of SummerSlam. And I think that really speaks to all of the crowd and to me, and I'm assuming you guys too. And I thought the transition into this match at SummerSlam was done perfectly.
Definitely. The only thing I wish is that we got a little more build on screen out of it. But I think they righted the ship tonight by showing that the interview. It was definitely worth the watch, and obviously got us all excited. But Jose, we appreciate you for coming on and for asking your question, pal. And
Wait,
you know,
can I ask one more question?
this guy just can't get enough rope break.
Come on.
You can ask us one question as long as it does not have to do with the Stephanie McMahon Brie Bella feud.
Okay. Why do you guys think that the crowd didn't mark out tonight when the NWO came? I mean, do you think it was because they already expected it, or I don't know?
I think that, personally, I think we can answer this question pretty quickly. I don't care if the crowd marked out or not because I can tell you right now, the three of us were on here and we were marking out pretty hard. Portland, Oregon, not known as an extremely hot crowd, and I noticed multiple people on Twitter saying this was in Chicago, if this was in Philadelphia, if this was in NYC, if this was in London, it would have been a much bigger pop for the NWO. Although I was kind of a little bit disappointed, I guess I would say, at the way they came out. I kind of wish they had, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, Roddy Piper and all of them, start talking with Hogan and shit like that, and then the NWO interrupts them rather than just keep bringing them, bringing the stars down the ramp.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to complain. We saw Scott Hall say, hey, yo, and we saw him give the survey. I'm happy enough with that. I was marking out for sure.
For the first time in 12 years on Raw for Scott Hall, by the way.
And I have to say, we were all laughing here. Mr. Wonderful. You gotta begin to wonder if this is Jerry Lawler's biggest influence in life. Because this guy was trying to start making out with some of the divas when he was coming down the ramp. He was literally making divas kiss him on the cheek. This guy's like 70.
Like kissing him on the mustache. I don't think there's much. It's hard to decipher where mustache ends and cheek begins.
Yeah, definitely. But Jose, thanks again, pal, for joining the show. Thanks for asking your questions. Save up some more questions for tomorrow's show on Road Break Radio. That'll be tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And where can you watch that, Jose?
Right there on YouTube,
That's right, bro. And what channel is it on YouTube? Rope Break Wrestling. That's right. And Jose, before you go, pal, tell them where they can follow us.
On Twitter, I Rope Break Wrestling.
That's right. Jose Paulino, ladies and gentlemen. Jose, thanks again for joining the show, pal, and we look forward to you burning that John Cena figure. I'm holding it to you, man. I'm holding you to it.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Looks like we got time for one more here, guys, and we've pre-screened the topic here. It's the original Rope Breaker, Cortamos Randy 83 on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. He's got some good videos going on there with some WWE 2K gameplay. Randy, if you want to go ahead and let me just enter you into the show here, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. And Randy, we're understanding that you're dying to talk about a certain subject.
Absolutely. I actually want to talk about two subjects. The one is about the Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella thing. I've seen it's been going on for like a year now with the whole Daniel Bryan spiel, and I mean I enjoy the shit out of it because it's entertaining as fuck. But the problem with it is it's getting stale. Like John Cena, it's getting fucking stale. I'm getting tired of seeing the same bullshit.
So let me just get this straight. You're sick and tired of seeing the Daniel Bryan versus Authority, and now with them mixing Brie Bella into it.
Absolutely. I mean, the entire skit with that chick tonight. I almost changed my channel because it was just so fucking boring. It was stupid, and I mean, I guess they were just trying to fill the spot, but. You could have done so much more things with that whole segment. I think it was retarded as hell.
And one thing to note about that, and I'll let the other two guys cover that, but one thing to note about that is apparently the girl that was in there as whatever her name is, Marissa or whatever the fuck it was. The physical therapist. Apparently, she was involved in a TNA angle.
Really?
I've seen that all over Facebook, and I didn't look too far into it because it's just yeah.
I mean, we're not big TNA marks over here, but apparently that was some sort. She was used in some sort of segment. And the funny thing is WWE can get away with that because, well, not many people watch TNA, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But Alec, what do you have to say in regards to the Daniel Bryan storyline being stale? Do you think there's any juice left that they can suck out of it, or do you think it's run its course?
I mean, it's really tough to say. I mean, I noted on Facebook that I did like they brought the affair angle into it, but I think they could have executed it a lot better than they did. I don't know if it was because they were in a time crunch or whatever it was, but in regards to the, Daniel, Bryan storyline versus the Authority, I mean, in a way, it's become stale. I mean, it started a year ago, and here we are a year later, and now Bree's fighting Stephanie. I mean, for what? There's really no context behind it. It's like, oh, well, you took my husband out, you tortured my husband, blah, 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 made him do all this bullshit. Whatever. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. It's stale. It still has the potential to be a good match, but as far as the storyline goes, I think it's time to move in a new direction or just, cut it off altogether.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I think that the SummerSlam match is going to be like maybe the bitter end of it, but I mean, it's not a bad angle, the whole affair thing. I think that they could have done better with that, but I mean, otherwise, I'm ready for this whole thing to blow over because I'm ready for it to just continue on. If Stephanie loses, Stephanie loses. If Brie loses, she loses. I'm not gonna lose any fucking sleep over it, but I'm just saying.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm actually in disagreement with Alec on liking. I hated that they added a Daniel Bryan angle into this, and I'm gonna tell you why. I thought it was fucking stupid. It takes away from Brie Bella. I don't give a shit about Daniel Bryan right now. He's not in the WWE. He's not champion. He's nothing. This is time for Brie Bella to shine, and you're throwing Daniel Bryan back in the mix again to kind of get her name up there. I thought it took away from her. It was a stupid last-minute angle. I mean, what are they going to do with it up until SummerSlam? Nobody fucking watches SmackDown. Nobody watches main event. There's going to be no build for this storyline. It was the worst possible time to do it. I thought it was absolutely pointless. But to answer the question at hand, is Daniel Bryan angle getting stale? I think the Against the Authority, as of right now, it definitely is a little bit stale. I do think that there is potential for them to do things with him. I don't know if that I would actually want to see in another Authority angle with Daniel Bryan, but I feel like that's the way they're going to be building it. If they can do it entertainingly enough, I don't know. I think that it's getting stale. I don't think it's completely there yet. I think it has potential to possibly get some life out of it depending upon how they handle it. But as of right now, I'm not interested in seeing Daniel Bryan versus the Authority anymore. I'm interested in seeing. I am interested in seeing Brie Bella versus Stephanie. I thought they've done a decent job building it. The past couple of weeks have been kind of. Last week's segment, I gotta admit, was pretty good.
Yeah.
This week's segment wasn't. It didn't build. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of an odd angle to throw in there at the last second. It just didn't make sense to me. Name dropping Daniel Bryan, it adds a little bit more heat. To me, there was enough heat there. They didn't need to add Daniel Bryan. I thought that.
Right. It was a decent angle, but it just wasn't executed properly.
Well, I'm going to quickly play devil's advocate to you guys, just because the way I see it personally is, one, they're bringing Daniel Bryan into it to keep him fresh, to keep him on the show, and I know that's kind of ironic to say keep him fresh while he's, injured, but them bringing his name up, getting him into these storylines keeps him relevant, keeps him on the show. Now, in regards to the actual storyline that we saw unfold today, I see it as this. I was kind of leaning, at first I was kind of leaning towards what Matt said. This is, too late. It's too late to do this. But then I see it as, well, we're 6 days away from SummerSlam, and Stephanie just manipulated a way for Brie to get arrested. So basically, the way I see the storyline is, oh my God, is Brie going to be able to get to SummerSlam? You know, can she make bail? Will she be able to get to Los Angeles, or will she be in a Portland, police bunker, come SummerSlam? I think what's going to end up happening personally is, unlike Triple H was for Stephanie, I think Daniel Bryan will be there for Brie Bella. He'll break her out, and something on Sunday is going to go down, and Daniel Bryan will be involved. Mark my words, he will be on the show. I could come out looking like a fool again, but that's going to be my bold prediction, is that Daniel Bryan will be on the show in some form or fashion, and maybe them mentioning his name tonight, is a reason to basically foreshadow what's to come at SummerSlam. But in regards to what Randy says about being sick of the storyline itself, and he doesn't want this shit anymore. I'm not necessarily in disagreement with that, but I'm afraid I've got some bad news. When Daniel Bryan comes back, you can bet your ass it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus the Authority once again. Whether they choose to include the robbery angle, or the fact that they just fabricated a lie about him cheating on his wife, or all this different shit. They stripped him of the title, for crying out loud. When he comes back, there's going to be a return match with him versus the Authority, whether it be against Triple H at WrestleMania or some shit. It's going to happen, whether we like it or not. And I think if they do it right, it could be enjoyable again, because like we did in the Attitude Era, we always wanted to see Stone Cold and The Rock get their revenge on the corporation, or whoever it was. Oh my God. Vince shook hands with Stone Cold. He screwed The Rock at WrestleMania. We want to see The Rock, get revenge. That's how they build shit. It's basically like a children's book. Bad guy, does something to the good guy, and everybody wants to see the good guy come back and get the, the last word, so to speak.
Unless that good guy's John Cena, then fuck him.
Oh no, man! He's gonna turn on Sunday.
Fuck Cena.
He's gonna bring hell.
And you can find out for only $9.99 a month.
Woo!
All right. Well, I think it's on the East Coast here. It's 12:14, which means once again, unlike the bleachers, unlike Cage Side, unlike any of those other gimmick sites out there that are fast asleep right now, we took it into overtime yet again. Let me just tell you something, guys. I got to work in the morning. I got a real job. I'm eating ramen noodles.
I also have to work in the morning too, but yeah.
So we love doing this show for you guys. We love coming on here after Raw every single Monday night, and we love doing Rope Break Radio. Let me tell you why you need to watch Rope Break Radio tomorrow. Big changes coming to RopeBreakWrestling.com. If you haven't seen, the Rope Break Revolution is upon us, and there's going to be some big changes, and you'll see that happening on the site. But the biggest reason you need to watch tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, is because we are going to reveal our SummerSlam giveaway. And I promise you, you do not want to miss the shit that we are giving away at SummerSlam. I promise you. No other site is giving away the type of shit we are going to be giving away. If you weren't with us for WrestleMania, Randy Hill knows. He was with us for WrestleMania. Randy Hill knows that we gave away something like 4 DVDs, like 3 action figures, a poster, all sorts of stupid shit. Basically, I had to file for bankruptcy. Rope Break had to file for bankruptcy to get you guys prizes. That's just the type of guys we are.
Well, I mean, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was just saying, damn straight. So it's all yours. Go for it.
Well, I'll be here. I get off work at 4 tomorrow, so I'll definitely be here to tune in for that shit.
Absolutely. And Randy Hill, once again, man, the original rope breaker. The rest are just gimmicks. It's Randy Hill all the way from Sweetwater, Texas.
He
Randy,
is a 1
we
in 21.
that's right. And Randy, we'll catch you tomorrow, bud. We look forward to having you on the show tomorrow.
All right, man. You guys take it easy and y'all have a good night.
You too, buddy.
See you later.
Seriously though, I feel like I've got to do this, every week. Matt, tell them what they could potentially be missing out on here if they don't watch the show tomorrow. I mean, it's elementary shit, people. When we say free, the word's free. That includes free shipping. It's free. Everything is free, no gimmicks. If they don't let their friends in on this, I mean, if somebody was giving away free shit, the first thing I would do was to be looking for Alec and looking for Matt to say, hey, they're giving away free shit. So, I mean, if you have a friend out there and you're not letting them know that RopeBreakWrestling.com is giving out free shit at SummerSlam, Matt.
You are a terrible friend. Tell them. Spread the word. Spread the rope break lifestyle. Get them out of the bleachers. Get them out of cage side. Tell them to come on over to rope break because we have an awesome, and I'm not talking about The Miz. Fuck The Miz. We have an awesome giveaway coming up tomorrow. The second biggest giveaway for the second biggest pay-per-view, and we are not joking. If you miss it, then you are a jabroni. This is going to be awesome. So seriously, tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
And we say the second biggest giveaway. What we mean is the second biggest giveaway in terms of volume. So we're not giving away a shitload of stuff, but the stuff we are giving away is undoubtedly the best stuff we've given out.
Yeah,
I think a couple of the items are better than even what we gave away for WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
We gave away some pretty dope shit at WrestleMania, but we are giving away some stuff that you might stab your brother to get this shit.
Whoa. Jose, don't get any ideas.
Oh, man. Jose and Westland getting ready, sharpening their knives for SummerSlam. But Alec, I mean, you spewed some hatred today on the show, man. We're excited to see that side of you. What I'm nervous about is I'm nervous if somebody were to not show up to tomorrow's show, what Alec might do.
Yeah, I'm a little
Alec
nervous
might
too.
just end up cutting people to pieces here.
Yeah,
if you disagree with what anything Alec had to say on the show tonight, come tomorrow. Challenge Alec here. Bring the fire at him. See what you can do. If you thought Roman Reigns cut an awesome promo tonight, challenge Alec here. See what happens. Don't be scared.
No, be scared. Be very scared.
Oh, man. Well, as the sun sets on another episode of Rope Break React, we've done it again. We brought the viewers onto the show. Tomorrow, we're announcing free giveaways. I'm not here to boast or brag, but Rope Break Wrestling is doing some shit that other people just aren't doing. Flat out. So, without further ado, once again, the esteemed panel, fellas, Alec, got anything else to say, pal?
I think I think I'll keep a tight seal on it. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow's show. But thank you guys for joining us once again on React After Raw. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Give us your grade, letter grade for Raw.
Son of a bitch. Letter grade for Raw. Oh, I thinking it's tough because it wasn't.
It's tough because the expectations are high.
Yeah, because
for SummerSlam Go Home.
I will be fair. I will be modest and not be a complete and total asshole. I'll give it a B minus, and I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
Matt.
All right. Well, you know what I gotta say? Fuck fair and fuck modest. I'm an asshole.
Oh,
I'm giving it
tough guy.
a solid D
Tough
plus.
guy. Oh,
Not even
plus.
joking. D plus.
Yeah.
Did you
Yep.
say D?
I said absolutely said D.